all the skills necessary to become a samurai by swinging a sword around. And then when the final battle comes around, I get the trait heavy armor wear. Even though I've never actually fought in heavy samurai armor, apparently I'm somehow an expert. Perfect.
And with that, we're live. Welcome back. We're just talking about montages and samurai swords and learning the sword skill and burning them. So
some live, some die in the way of the samurai. You know what I mean?
Yep. Dude, side note, been watching that show again. Oh, it's good.
I mean, really Mugen's clearly the fucking bomb.
Smelling up sunflowers, you say?
Yeah. There's two swords masters, right? One is a shitty dude who's like, I'm super calm all the time, and the other is an amazing brawler.
Yeah. Honestly, that's weird. That's funny because I actually like Jin a lot.
But he's like, I can't fight without my glasses.
I'm only a few episodes in though, so.
No spoilers. Trying to keep it spoiler free. The fight with Jin on that mooring bridge near the end of the show is so incredibly dynamic, despite being shot like entirely like as a 2-dimensional pan. Yeah. It's so very good.
Okay, well let's go back. Let's do this. So, Mason. Let's do the recap of her character story so far.
So, Mason is... When it comes to Mason, there has been some themes going on. The theme of growing into who you... Not necessarily who you want to be, but who you have to be. And there's also been a recognition of... And growing into an anti-authoritarian streak. It started out with being them attending a party, doing fairly bad at that party. Like, it started okay, and then they lost control. And then it's just been them, like, in the face of all the authority figures they have met over the course of them existing side by side with these other two characters that we've talked about, have been confronted with figures of authority or power that has just completely failed to impress them, right? Like, it has been sequentially the recognition that people in power suck and need to be told what's what and how to act, if only so that they will survive. Not even for the betterment of everyone, just so they can still function. Whether it's a queen who wants to call up hell, having no fucking clue what she's doing, and not understanding at all that she should not be threatening the person who could light her on fire with her mind, to trying to explain the nature of treachery to a count who is so busy being so happy about what he's planning and what he's doing that he completely fails to recognize that he's in conflict with the law of the land. Like, all of these things have, in my opinion, told the story of a character who has no respect, or at least is very wanting of respect for people based on... Does not respect people because convention dictate they should, and but instead does so based on the merit of their action and their being. And I think this anti-authoritarian streak I'm talking about, the ultimate expression of that is that they have decided to fight the gods themselves on the matter of human fate and predeterminism. When they stole prophecy from the gods themselves, and the speaker for the goddess of prophecy was like, you should accept fate because I am very wise and speak for Pharasma. And Mason's response was, fuck your god.
Yeah, I make my own.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. Let's do the old listing of traits. All right, Mason, read them off to me.
Right. I am looking at the traits. Rabble rouser, extremely respectful of one's betters, arrogant, curious, risk taker, gifted, and second sight.
All right. So rabble rouser, extremely respectful of one's betters, curious, risk taker, gifted, and second sight.
Rabble rouser, respectful of one's betters, arrogant, curious, risk taker, gifted, second sight. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to remove any of them offhand.
I can think of one, but it's not my choice.
Well, I mean, I feel like you're allowed to be sort of like, of some hypocrisy, and like you are normally respectful of one's betters when you meet them and everything. But then you also have a loudmouth, and you do shoot off from the hips like from time to time.
I feel like what has really changed for Mason is like they're not extremely respectful of their betters in the sense that most people think when they read that trait. I think to them they still hold that to be the case, right? They are extremely respectful of their betters, but the definition of who that is has narrowed immensely.
Yes, that's what I'm getting to. Yeah.
Here's the thing,
if
though.
only you can find.
So at what point does the trait go away? Because
I think maybe we change the name.
Yeah, because like what I'm saying is like in play we haven't ever seen her be respectful to somebody who is socially considered her better.
In the beginning, definitely respectful of their betters, and most of the time, like just striving to like be subservient even and be like, okay, well, good for you, you're better than me. But that quickly changed as they got confronted with the reality of power, right? That people get blinded by what they want, so they don't see what's right in front of them. I think maybe like if anything, we could change it to like extremely respectful of
power.
I like Q-Chen's suggestion.
Not of power.
Obedience.
Extremely respectful of, of their true betters is what they would think, right? Like of people who are actually their better.
So here's the argument that I would say is if somebody believes that nobody is truly their better, they're not respectful of their betters.
That's a good point.
They're just not.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think maybe that's a good reason to nominate this one to go.
I think changing it to veneer of obedience, as Q-Chen suggested, makes a lot of sense. But
okay.
I don't think. So I'll leave the nomination to you. I don't feel like Mason has a veneer of obedience. I think that it was there and it is gone. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just.
So I'm not. So you are self-dominating to remove extremely respectful of one's betters, and with the presupposition that we're probably going to nominate something for you that better.
I don't. Yeah, if we feel like that's the case, right? If we feel like there is another trait that correctly encompasses how they're feeling.
So I have flagged extremely respectful of one's betters for removal, based on your suggestion. So now it's time to vote on it. We need at least 50%. So we need 3 out of 4 people to vote on it, or to pass it, approve it.
I vote yes,
and I don't vote.
Oh.
I'll wait for Eric.
No, AP, I want to talk to you about this. I'm leaning towards yes, only with the idea that we're going to change it. But here's the thing, guys. I wasn't going to suggest something like that following up. So, like, does someone have a good idea of like where we should how we should be changing this for the next time? Like, what this should be actually morphing into if we don't want to do veneer of obedience? Like, I don't want to remove this unless we have something better to replace it with, right? And like, if somebody, you don't have to know what it is right now, but like, or suggest it right now. But if someone has an idea, that's enough for me to vote yes.
Selective of their peers. I don't know. That's
without peer might be a
peerless. Yeah.
Extremely respectful of the great masters. Extremely respectful of the virtuous.
So okay, here's the thing: is like even like of the
I could go for extremely respectful of the virtuous. Yeah, because you played towards that.
Okay.
Not great masters, because there are no great masters.
It's true.
All right, so then extremely respectful of one's betters is gone. All right, so let's do nominating. I already know that I'm nominating you for Rat Speaker. Is
Rat Speaker going to be Bee Speaker, but all the references are changed for rats?
No, I'm pretty sure Rat Speaker is actually a
Is
trait
it its own thing?
right?
Yeah, it's low speech, but specific to rats and vermin.
Raticate is a skill.
What I've been casting a spell to do all this time, but I have learned to do it permanently.
I want to nominate Rat Speaker.
Rat Speak is a
Right.
Squeak squeaks. I say this character has low speech for rats and vermin.
All right, I want to
but I'm gonna say
nominate
it's
them
rats
for a
only.
second Rat Speaker.
Right. So just to be clear, that Rat Speaker needs to be just rats, not other vermin.
I want to nominate them for the Rat Speaker version of Bee Speaker.
What is that one?
Speaker.
Looking at the book. Let's see. Bee
This
Speaker. This character
character
understands the
understands-
secret lives of bees. He can understand their signs and buzzing. He can't really talk back to them. His perception acts as aura reading on bees. No.
No,
I'm sorry.
I'm nominating it.
I know. That's why I'm.
And I also want to
Sorry.
nominate Jaded.
You can
Jaded.
see that. I have been debating with myself what to nominate Mason for an entirety of 10 minutes now. Not a long time.
Actually, what's funny is something about your fight against fate needs to be there, and Jaded is a really interesting take on it rather than Rebel, and I actually like that in a way.
One of the things I've been looking at, because when we look at traits, you're encouraged to look at like where did the Arthur go, in terms of like how much Arthur did you spend on a given belief, on a different instinct, and so on. It helps direct attention. And I've been thinking it over, and I want to nominate myself for a trait I would like to call David, because it's a reference to David versus Goliath, fighting what is insurmountable. In spite of all odds, and I would like it to be like to function as I want it to be an extra powerful version of the stubborn trait. I want it to be the stubborn trait, but it would give me. I think what I would like it to be is like I get an extra faith, an extra belief slot that I can use specifically for this like fight fate belief. And instead of just taking +2 when something contravenes my beliefs, I think it should be +2 on Duel of Wits. I think it should be +2 when
That's
something.
Iron Will.
What? But, no, that's stubborn.
I know, but like, no, if you wanted to help you with that sort of stuff, Iron Will comes into play. Have you checked out the trait Iron Will?
I have not. Let's have a look.
Characters with Iron Will are resistant to interrogation and seduction. Any attempts at bending them are made a double obstacle penalty. In a Duel of Wits, the opposing skills interrogation or seduction, the player may double his body of argument.
I don't feel like that's
but I feel
what
like
I'm talking about.
Shifting it towards from necessarily seduction and interrogation to just being more about your belief.
So
I'm saying like using Iron Will as like sort of like a format for a stronger form of stubborn.
I initially thought that of just nominating them for stubborn, because stubborn is definitely something I hold to be true of Mason. But I also wanted to acknowledge like the fact that I have around like 10 persona or something like that pumped towards fighting fate in different like aspects. So I was thinking like basically stubborn, but with the addendum of also not just taking +2 when something contravenes my belief, but also +2 when chasing that one specific belief.
There's a trait somewhere, I can't remember where it is, that's about like fighting insurmountable odds, I think. I don't know if it would be appropriate, but I'm pretty sure there is one.
Let's see.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I've been debating because I already nominated 2 other traits, but I feel like this one's really important. It seems to happen at least once an episode. I would like to nominate Mason for the drunk trait. I know you're smiling, but think about it. It happens a lot.
It has happened.
I kind of
on invitation, I guess, but yeah.
I'm not sure if drunk is everyone, but inability to hold their alcohol as one. You know what I mean? What do you think? How did we not nominate Swan for charming?
I mean, I listed charismatic, but we passed.
Suave and likable, the character possesses a certain je ne sais quoi that makes him affable, despite his cowardly, murderous personality. Call on for soothing platitudes or seduction, which...
Listen to these haters.
Man, I kind of would like retroactively give that to him because that is perfect.
I would...
Cowardly, murderous personality?
I mean, come on.
Name one person I have murdered. Name one time I've
tried
acted.
to murder your sister with the sword. And you tried to.
I'll accept that. I will accept that one. Yeah. But it wasn't cowardly. We were literally in straight face-to-face combat.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
What about tenacious? A tenacious character has a one-track mind. Once he is fixed on something, he keeps after it. If a tenacious character's body of argument in a duel of wits is reduced to 0 or below, this trait puts it back up to 1 die. This allows the character to play out the next volley or more if the die isn't lost. Once that 1 die is reduced, however, the argument is over.
So Mason is becoming a half-orc then, in D&D terms.
I just like kind of like, because like I feel like that represents how like Mason is always arguing with everybody, and even when like people like beat her in an argument, she's just like, no.
Scrappy. It's like
That's the shittiest thing in the world,
ideologically
because
scrappy.
You realize that means someone will pull a dismiss on her to knock her out, and then she'll be like, nope, I'm back up. And you'll be like, no!
Yeah. I like that actually a lot. I do. I think Tenacious works very well for that.
I think Tenacious is pretty perfect for that. But
yeah, good call, good find.
I will take that nomination.
That's a good find. Here's another one I would like to suggest. I know I suggested one already. Linguist. You are studying ancient texts and tomes. Reading older versions of Common. I think this is it's like just like you appreciate the uncovering of these mysteries of what they and like, so I think you're just like you have an aptitude to learning languages, right? And uncovering puzzles. So I'm gonna suggest linguist because it's something also I want to see more. So I'm gonna flag that.
I'll take it.
We shouldn't be, yeah, that's just good.
Yeah, I mean, I think those all seem pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I would like to nominate for a 4th. Oh, we didn't put drunk down. All right. I would like to nominate for a new 3rd trait.
I'd like drunk to go on there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was my bad.
You're the Jon Snow.
That was nothing?
Not only do you know nothing, but you're also a military commander who always loses. Just kidding.
Has she won? Has she fought it?
We'll work on it. Listen, we'll work on it. Please don't lose all my armies in the future. I'll be very worried.
Since everyone is nominating more than one, I'm going to nominate Mason for Bookworm then as my 2nd nomination.
I only know.
What is Bookworm just a character trait?
I don't know.
Oh no, here it is.
I saw there's a Bookworm trait, and I'm like, yeah.
Here's Bookworm. You've got to leave this library and go and experience the world. Stop hiding your books and live, warned the old instructor. Yeah, right, thought the student. All the knowledge you'll ever need is here, in these books. Characters with this trait reduce their aptitude for learning academic skills by 1. Yeah, that works.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any others that I would think.
But I'm actually gonna rescind my linguist suggestion and say Bookworm because that's actually more apt, in my opinion. But it was because that was along the lines. I just didn't know that Bookworm was one of the ones I could have. It's just one of those things
I didn't know
see
that
it.
linguist existed. So that's also a cool trait.
Okay.
You know what I would actually maybe throw up there? And you guys can feel free to shoot this one down, is maybe believer. Like when it comes to like
non-believer, more like
I don't know. When it comes to like believing in like the powers of like the supernatural, like it seems like there's nobody more like fearful of it. Like I'm thinking of like the moment when like Aurelius is being arrested. Like it wasn't like Mason being like, you can't arrest him. Like he's a Sertova. This will start a war. It was like, this man is a prophet. Like he's literally doing miracles. What are you doing?
That's actually a good point, and it's something I think maybe like a trait called respect for the ancient ways or something like that. Because, I mean, that's the crux of this.
Yeah.
Of a lot of stuff I think I'm saying and doing.
I think that we have probably enough traits though, to be honest, because there's a lot up there right now.
But you're right. Like that is something that is true.
Okay. Let's go ahead and start going over and voting on them.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see the thing I wanted to nominate for there. Did you add that?
Which one?
Bookworm?
I don't.
Bookworm's at the bottom.
I think I called it David.
That's his fight against.
I thought
Fate.
we changed that to Tenacious.
I thought that was Sam's nomination.
My bad.
Either way.
Okay.
What did we decide on? Did we just not decide on a mechanic for the David trait yet? Or was it
Yeah, no, we haven't.
we just didn't settle down on it? Okay.
No, that's why I thought it was. I thought that conversation led us to Tenacious, but okay.
All right.
Rat
Starting
Speaker.
at the top then.
Rat Speaker. Yes.
I don't vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bee Speaker, but for rats.
Yes.
I feel like they're kind of contradictory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
they
saying
are.
no.
I'm still voting yes.
So I'm going to say no.
Okay. Jaded.
Yes.
Jaded. Let me read what Jaded does. Or is it just a character trait again? So many years, so much. Reduce hesitation for surprise or shock by 3.
That's powerful.
I'm gonna say no. I don't think they're jaded. I don't think they've seen it all. If anything, it's the opposite.
All right. I'll still vote yes.
Stubborn.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Now the David trait.
I'm wondering if this is summed up by like stubborn. I feel like I don't know that I would give it her stubborn, David, and tenacious because I feel like there's like some too much overlap there. I could maybe see giving David and having it be tenacious plus something else. Like maybe have it be like tenacious, but it adds a belief, and it's like the caveat there is that it's only if you're doing a duel of wits that is related to fighting for that belief. Maybe like that, something like that.
Not voting.
Yeah, I'm gonna not vote on the David one or say no on it. I think I'm agreeing with you. I think stubborn and tenacious are good enough.
I would vote yes, but only because I want to see Mason get crushed by the gods.
I think we're gonna see that anyways, though. Tenacious.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Drunk.
Yes.
Yes.
Bookworm.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't feel like we see a lot of book reading and bookworming. I feel like we see a lot more hiding in library passageways and sneaking up on the king and shit.
There should have been a Dr. Jones trait.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a Dr. Jones trait, I would say yes.
Yeah. Cool. Let's nominate some reputations. Something that we were talking about on the break was having snake meat become a familiar-esque thing. So
Cool.
I'm not sure if that becomes an affiliation or well, I think maybe like at a permanent, like, is it a permanent reputation or not a reputation? Yeah, no. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Okay. So obviously you have what I need to suggest for a reputation, is something about the guards being afraid of you in the castle. I'm not sure exactly how to formulate it, but obviously something about rats and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
You just call the reputation Granny Rags, and then like we understand what that is.
I would say Stormcrow.
Stormcrow.
Why Stormcrow?
Stormcrow wizard? You don't
Gandalf Stormcrow.
Gandalf Stormcrow. Always showing up where they aren't wanted. Always speaking
Herald of
ill
Woe.
prophecies. Hanging out with weird animals all the time.
Okay, let's call it
This fucking horse. Everyone's like, this horse is the king of horses, and everyone's like, horses
What?
can't talk. Why do they have kings?
Why do they have a monarchy?
The poignant questions.
This horse says it's the king of horses, and it wants
Wake
to
up, people!
Wait a
The
minute.
horses have kings.
No. That's
That
the
guy just-
republic.
That's the horse.
That's the Republic of the People of Horses. Not the Horse People Republic.
The Swanet.
2 die reputation for Swan's Court.
Yep, that makes sense. Like before.
1D reputation vomits at parties.
1D infamous reputation.
I feel like now that we've got drunk down there, I think we got that covered.
Yeah.
I was just kidding.
I think I don't know.
I take a 1-die infamous reputation or something like that for essentially having created a clique in which my second in command is the chosen of the god of destruction.
I forgot about that whole thing.
I feel like that
Does anyone
instead
know?
we should be saying that
No.
you started an
No,
affiliation.
because
for that
I don't
group,
think that's
right?
actually like known for people, right?
I would take that.
I would say you get affiliation with whatever your group
I
of
feel like-
lone warriors is.
I feel like she needs to recruit more people, though, right? Doesn't she only have one person right now?
Yeah, I feel like so.
And
I
even
feel
then,
like
it's like just a friend and not so much a group, right?
Yeah, I mean, so he's recruited to be a part of it. I feel like when he going by the gang rules, like the rules for creating a gang, the Raven would make a perfect second in command for when more people join.
Yes.
He would be
Yes.
top dog of that.
Exactly. Okay.
He's that guy we won't hear from again until the end of the game when we're mass affecting and all of your allies start showing up and the Raven's like, I'm here! Har har!
I mean, watch me
Roman's
steal,
charging!
watch me steal him away from the Mannings in the next session. Just be like, yep, we're going south. Okay.
And then I will find out that
Wow, good luck with that
he is the
persuasion
chosen
roll.
one of the dark god, and I will burn him with radiant fire for the Emperor.
I mean, if there's anybody who is the embodiment of the storm, it's this guy. So that's fair.
That's why I must burn him with radiant fire for the Emperor.
Have you,
That's a
haven't
good
you ever
thing you
heard
aren't-
of fighting? Have you ever heard of fighting fire with fire? That is what this guy is.
Christian is asking, what's the event that gained Mason the court reputation? Because
being part of my court.
Yeah, I think Christian missed the first talk about the Swan's Court and going forward, and that the next arc is going to be more about building the kingdom to the south in the Stolen Lands now, and because of that, that's going to be more of the court. It's actually the upgrade of the original affiliation, or excuse me, the original reputation of being a charter owner or charter
Court is-
owner.
Let me stop you there, Eric. I know it used to be called the Stolen Lands, and I've been working for a while on workshopping a title for the new kingdom. And I was thinking it would be
The
called
Green Belt.
the Swollen Lands.
I was thinking it, and I held myself too good to say it. So it's good to
Oh
know
my
where the
God.
standards are.
Oh my god! If the fucking what's it called? What's it called? The warrior. What's the warrior god's name? Grandor. Corum. I couldn't remember. I couldn't. Crom. Right? Yeah. Cromdor. Yeah, he would call it the Stolen Lands. All right.
Heller just shows up for no reason.
Oh, he goes. Yeah, it's literally just a gigantic World Wrestling Federation. Okay. So just those two reputations to vote on?
I'm considering. I feel like I should. Actually, I want to take a 1-die reputation. I want to take a 1-die reputation with the Iron Claw Company. Because I have served as advisor for them, like in the past, and I am their general now. So I want to be like something. I don't know, the Red General or something like that.
If you had done more magic casting, I would suggest having like a reputation as a sorceress. But like,
I already do.
Oh, you already do?
Stormcrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a 1-die reputation as just sorceress.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is like I would suggest bumping that up. But like we didn't see you doing a lot of obvious spell casting in Brevoy.
It's true.
I mean, the thing about Stormcrow is that Gandalf didn't cast a lot of magic. He was generally an annoying piece of shit.
Hey, I like Gandalf.
Look at it from any king he's ever interacted with's perspective. Gandalf shows up, and then like 10 minutes later, you're like, all right, I guess we'd better evacuate all our villagers to Helm's Deep or whatever.
Well, look, man, Gandalf is an enigmatic spirit.
Well, we don't.
All right, hipster, get the fuck out of here.
The
reason we get like a Gandalf reputation as Stormcrow is because he succeeds all the time. That's the problem. So he goes like, "Hey, everyone, you should get out of Dodge because if you don't, things will go wrong." And people are like, "I don't know if I believe you, but I will get going though." And then they're like, "Fucking guy!" Every time he shows up, it's horrible. But what they don't see is like the Dark Angels, like the Baelors and fucking Sauron or Melkor's bath towel, like sailing through the sky and landing in a
exactly. He gets all the shitty end of the stick, just like you.
There's also that one.
You literally are like, "Hey, King, your sister might try to kill you soon," and he's like, "That's ridiculous."
There's also that one time where he's like, "Hey, Frodo, you might have something really bad. You might need to leave right now." 50 years later. Oh yeah, actually, you really do need to leave. That's a bad thing.
Yep.
Is Stormcrow an infamous reputation?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you were looking for a negative reputation for how they interacted with the cards.
Yeah, so okay. Thank you, Gretchen. All right. I should have noted that. Let's vote. Stormcrow. Yes. APIssilent.com.
No, I said yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Just for future reference, I'm saying yes to all of them.
Swan's Court. Yeah.
Yep.
Iron Claw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. We're good.
Should we do something like, I don't know, Last Wizard or something stupid like that? Because
no, because I don't listen. Because
you're not.
I want a company of wizards at one point. I don't need a battalion or a regiment, but like a whole company would be really nice. Like 100 wizards.
Not the Last Wizard, definitely.
You're not getting 100 wizards. There's only a handful of you guys.
The last great master of Brevoy, southern provinces.
Well,
it's really specific.
Yeah.
Of the tri-state area.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, Brevoy is pretty remote as far as places go, right? Like,
yeah.
You have a freaking desert wasteland to your left. You have a frozen ocean north of you, and you have barbarians to your right.
Well, I mean, they're really just Russians, but
yeah, we have the Muscovich to the right. Everything is horrible.
Look, all I know is that there are clowns to the left of me and jokers to the right.
Yeah. Aw. Okay.
I am stuck in the middle with the both of you.
Cool. Awesome. All right then. So we're done then.
Yeah.
Cool. That's the trait vote.
We voted for traits. Is there anything else
Mold Breaker and all that shit?
But we did. I think did we realize?
No, I don't think we're ready to do Mold Breaker and stuff just yet.
Well, I know we talked about this last time because I think I discovered that Mold Breaker is definitely supposed to be something that you can get every session because we created marks in the codex that if somebody is getting it multiple sessions in a row, they should change them.
Oh, well, that's fair. But what about like MVP? I think MVP and Workhorse and stuff, I think we can sum up in either next session or in 2 weeks. Like either next session. Like this is where I imagine where we're going. Like we're gonna do one section where we're gonna have some scenes with you guys, like meeting the other people who are building the other towns, right? Because there's gonna be some other towns getting built near you. So that's a thing.
Oh, is there going to be like a big banquet where we're all getting announced and we're hanging out together, sizing each other up? Like, oh, hey, you're the guy that's going to be east of me.
Exactly.
Try not to fuck up and let those fucking Russians at me, bro.
Yeah, they're gonna karaoke you, right? So that's the thing.
That's where we make sure that they know they will soon.
First off, motherfucker,
their allegiance to us.
No one karaokes me. I am the karaoke.
So here's the things that I know that have to happen before we like cut to the part of us like going down into the green belt, right? One, we have to resolve that banquet, getting everything formal, introducing all these new NPCs. Two, have the meeting of the Diabloist and Mason. Three, have the meeting of Lady Iron Betty and Ronald Swan before we go. Right, those are at least the three things that I know we have to get started on. Okay, that I want to do before we cut down. And so whether or not that's one session or 1.5, after that, I feel like we could do the mold breaker and stuff. Like we just have just a little bit more scenes to go.
Definitely. Also, AP, I want to mention that insofar as you ever get a trait that's called Gary Oak, having that trait would obligate us to introduce you as Barf Bag, Cock Muncher, and whatever else we could like fit in your. Never as Swan. You will never again be Ronald Swan. You will be something hilarious and crass.
You're wrong. I am the Gary Oak. Listen, he had to struggle for everything that he had. He was an orphan. His grandfather didn't like him as much as he did the other kid, who was the son of the local mafia baron. Like, Gary Oak had a hard life. And every time he got something, Red was like, I'm going to take it. Oh, you're a league champion? I've got it. I got it now. You were league champion for 2 minutes. Your grandpa hadn't even showed up to congratulate you.
But don't forget, the thing that starts it all off at the beginning every time is his grandfather misremembering his name and just, this is Fartback.
You're fucked up, dude. I always named him Gary Oak. You're wrong. You're so wrong.
Look, all I know is that he started it by picking the Pokemon that was directly meant to counter my Pokemon.
Well, then you didn't play Pokemon Yellow where he picked an Eevee.
Yeah, he starts out picking that Pokemon and then losing. Because that's the story of your life.
So it goes.
Oh, Pokemon.
All right, then. Cool. Well, then let's wrap up. Because I think this just be just a shorter session then for trade.
I don't know, Eric. I want to float this one for you real quick. Just a couple of scenes. I really want to see Zydomir and Mason before we go.
Get fucked.
All right, fine.
I'm okay with that. But
I'm just saying we have an opportunity here. I'm willing to sit back and just watch it happen, or maybe give Zydomir some advice. But
what's the context?
Well,
we literally have only seen Zydomir talk like 2 times.
I know.
No, we haven't ever heard it because I remember because I wanted to do I have a voice planned for Zydomir.
I really, really, really want to see the Zydomir and Mason love story start, and for Swan to do some really, really incredible shit to mess with his life.
So, maybe we should do that next time because I think it would be really funny to have. Because I was planning on doing. Or we could do it this time. I was planning on having Zydomir have a belief about asking Swan for advice on how he should ask Mason out.
See, that's even better to add on to the other things. So that's actually, let's hold off on that. All right. So let's just do outros. Sam, Sulius Aurelius.
Hello, I am Sam, aka Wizened Fool.
What are you doing, Eric?
I'm just talking. Just doing the way you approach that was like, hello, hi, I'm Sam.
Welcome to my abode.
Yeah, exactly. You have a roaring fireplace behind you.
Welcome to Midnight Sam.
Yeah.
I always love doing trait votes because it always really reinvigorates me and gets me excited about playing the character some more. Zealot Belief will be a lot of fun. I'll have to come up with one of those. Other than that, I should be playing Uncharted Worlds on Tuesday. We've had a little bit of trouble getting that scheduled. That's over on Swargula's channel, where I play a southern cowboy mechanic type on the spaceship. So that's fun. Tune into that. And other than that, I'm excited to be on to the next step and making Swan an emperor and burning people with holy fire.
I mean, there's someone in particular you've got in mind.
Look, all I know is that we must all bask in the emperor's radiant and glorious light.
Maybe chill it. Maybe chill it a little. Just a little. Bring it back.
Mason, Daniel, where can people find you?
Hi everyone, I've been Daniel. You can find me typically on the YouTube channel Charisma to AC. That is Charisma to AC, spelled entirely in letters. Other than that, I sometimes tweet from @DanielAkbas. And that's basically my internet activity. We play role-playing games on YouTube, have fun there. We're slowly but surely approaching the end of our flagship series, A Song of Tara, which is a Werewolf the Apocalypse game that is reaching its conclusion. And then we're also playing some Masks RPG, teenaging it up with superhero shenanigans. We're entering the second arc of that show, having finished the first arc in a spectacular battle, settling the fate of or instrumental to the fate of a superhero organization in Halcyon City. So moving forward, good fun on the horizon. And we're waiting to introduce a new player on that show too. So looking forward to that. And of course, to returning here to this glorious show where I'm now a drunk.
You were always a drunk. We're just labeling it now.
It happened. It happened.
Eventually. AP Gaming Reel.
Hello, I'm
APGamingReel.com.
I'm EricVulgaris' hair. You can find me at www.EricVulgaris.com, youtube.com/EricVulgaris, or on Discord at https://discord.gg/ruxe7de.
I would like to take a minute because AP will never prop out himself.
Oh, I absolutely will.
If you like role
so
playing,
wrong.
And if you want to get involved, hop over to AP Gaming Reel's Discord server where he hosts a fantastic play-by-post game that also links up with a marvelous show that is on Saturday evenings called Winter's Edge.
It's all true.
So I would tune into that if I were you, because otherwise you're probably missing out.
Yeah.
Sam is incorrect. I mean, you could go back and watch 19 other episodes of the show. I will absolutely pimp myself out.
Yeah.
It's just that you hear me do it every episode, and so I like to have fun for 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, it's been like 6 months, so.
EricVulgaris.com, everybody.
We're actually,
EricVulgaris.com.
So
I realize we're closing in on a year of this game.
Which is
like
awesome.
rapidly.
So that's rad. All right. So we're out of here then. That's cool. So then it's basically like 6 months. E is like a season, essentially like an arc.
Almost.
So that's pretty cool. All right. So then I'm excited to put a bow on this arc and start the kingdom part.
On the summer season,
I pitched this game about we're gonna be building a kingdom and all these things. It's literally been a fucking year.
I've tried to get us here, Eric. I've tried desperately to get us here, everybody. I've worked with you as much as I could, but people want to wander around in the woods.
There we have like Sam and me playing the gremlins and the machinery being like, no, let's talk about faith, everybody. Let's rewrite the scripture. Fuck this kingdom.
You realize, Eric, as soon as we go back there, the first thing we're going to do is go right out into the woods and kill all the weird monsters.
Yep. Oh, I know.
I'm going to burn them with holy fire.
And then,
Eric,
then
I would like to practice my fire building. Can we just go out there and like get some trees down?
We will. All right. This has been another episode of Burning Crowns, guys. We're gonna be out of here. We'll be back, I think, in 2 weeks. Right. So take care, everyone.